How are you doing?
With the table. Good. How are you doing?
Tell me about your day.
It's a weird day.
Weird day?
Yeah, it's a weird day. I was telling you about the
Yeah.
nervous energy.
Yeah.
It's weird. It was like a...
You're so in tune to like energy. So I bet if you didn't watch the news at all, you would have days where you would all of a sudden feel something. Then if you were to look at the news, you'd say, oh, that's why.
I don't ever have the TV on.
You have some sort of like
weird
something where you're in tune.
Yeah. And I normally will think like, what's happening today or what's going to happen or what kind of news am I going to get? Or I don't know. It's like sometimes I get that and then I'm like, later on, you find like something will happen or something will tell me or something like that. And I'm like, okay, that was that. But it feels to me so strong that it's something massive. And sometimes it's not. Yeah. But how I feel it is like, I don't know what's going on here.
I read a post today that said
something.
The more you think about something bad happening, the more likely that bad thing is to happen.
Yeah. So I think like what you set your mind to. Yeah. You can't ruminate in it.
Yeah.
And in everything that we feel, I think because anxiety is associated with a negative energy or an anxious energy. But we also get anxiety, I think, when we're really excited to go do something. So it's like you said, it's like we can think of it in a negative or a positive.
Yeah.
But normally we go, oh, I'm feeling this feeling. It's uncomfortable. So we would associate it with a negative thing, I think, just automatically until we start talking to ourselves to say, it could be something really good too.
Yeah.
So
you never know.
Yeah. How are you? You were on vacation?
I went to Florida for the weekend.
Yeah.
And we went out in Tampa one night and you know me, I don't go out. I don't think I've been to a club in Minneapolis ever, maybe.
Yeah.
Like I'll maybe go to a bar and have a drink or something, but like, you know, the club scene, like out till like 2 a.m. or whatever. Like I've never done that.
Hard.
Like that's just not my thing. And we went to this club in Tampa for this like EDM show and we had like a VIP table and all this, which also is not my thing.
Yeah.
And we were out till like 5 a.m. It was so fun. So it's not something I'm going to do like that I do normally, but it's like when it is once in a while, it just becomes kind of funny. It's like, wow, people do this all the time, which is fine.
Yeah, I would totally agree. In that whole realm.
Limited
quantities. But when you do it, you're like, yeah, that was fun. But that's not sustainable for me. Like, I don't think it's sustainable for anybody.
If it was every weekend, it won't be fun.
Yeah,
but because I do it once every couple of years, it's like, it's just hilarious just to see how people operate normally. And I'm just like, that is not my world. But
that would be dysfunction to me.
Yeah.
Very dysfunctional.
If you were doing it all the time.
Yeah, very dysfunctional.
Yeah.
Because I need sleep.
Yeah. Funny, but it was cool. And then we had a day on the boat, which was nice, and the sun was shining, and it was wonderful.
Well, you're in Florida,
versus
Minnesota, where we get 170-degree day, and then it snows 4 inches the next day.
Yeah,
it's kind of like hormonal.
I know.
Yeah.
You called me the other day, and you said that you had a conversation with a friend.
Yeah.
And that friend was like, "Why are you always so focused on growth? Are you not happy where you are?" And that started this conversation about doing a podcast about growth.
Yeah.
And what growth is and what it means and why you'd be anxious to grow.
Yeah.
Tell me about that conversation.
So it wasn't a friend that it was like a long time ago. Somebody had said that to me.
Yeah. Like
a long, long time ago, because I mean, I'm going to call it self-discovery. I'm not going to call it self-growth. I think because I think self-growth is self-discovery. Like you're discovering new things about yourself that you didn't know. And I'm a curious person about like why a person is the way that they are. Like, where did you come from? What was your childhood like? I think it's because it's like the way that we project to find out about somebody else is really what we could be discovering about ourselves. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So I've been doing this stuff since I was young. Like I started journaling in 6th grade and I still have it. And I can look back at my journal and be like, so-and-so and I got in a fight, but I know we're going to be fine. I know it's okay. Blah, blah, blah. I mean, I was learning when I went back, I was like, I make excuses for people at a very young age. Or I don't know exactly why I'm drawn to it. It's something that like people want to be a doctor. They want to be a lawyer. You're drawn to that. It's something I've always been drawn to and curious about. And I've always, I think for me, it was part of perfectionism too. Like I wanted to be this thing.
Yeah.
And you're kind of striving for something all the time.
Yeah. There's a chance some of your desire from growth does come from satisfaction or something deeper.
Yeah.
But that's not always true.
It's not always true. I think as I've gotten, I wanted something better from me. I think that's where it starts. Like I was like an observer. I was a quiet child. I'm sure my parents would say the same differently, but that I was talkative and things like that. And I'm sure that I was in some areas, but other areas I think I learned to shut myself down.
Yeah.
Especially when my parents got divorced and my family split up. I think that changed my perspective of a lot of things in life. And I kind of shut down because when that happens, you live now two different worlds and your whole world is whatever you thought that what it was is not that anymore.
Yeah.
So you have to learn to adapt, and through adaptation, there's change.
Yeah.
And so how am I going to adapt to these things? When I look back at that, I just accepted things the way that they presented themselves to me when I look back at it now. But from there, I want to be a better person in this world, as I went back to like Mahatma Gandhi. It's like, be the change you want to see in the world.
Yeah.
So if I believe in that, like I have to learn to discover things about myself that I don't know yet. Or we talk about the shadow side of us.
Yeah.
And I always thought the shadow side of like myself or other people was like evil and dark. But it's really not what I'm learning. It's the parts in us that we keep hidden from either trauma or just ego, pride, not really wanting to see those things.
We try to hide it, but it's the thing that is kind of driving a lot of our actions, right?
It is. Yeah. And it stays dormant, right?
But even in dormancy, it's impacting your life deeply.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, it impacts us.
That's why it's so hard to
deeply,
find.
Right.
And deal with.
And we know when we're being driven by our shadow side, and we know that we're being driven by our light side, because everything in light, I want to say everything. When I look at light, I go, oh, everything's flowing. You ever get those like, everything's flowing. Like I got the car, I got the parking space, I got this, or that's happening and that's happening. And then you're like, why over here am I running into stoplights? Why do things just feel so challenging to me?
Yeah.
And now I can look at those days and be like, what's this trying to teach me?
Yeah.
Because we can ask the question now.
Yeah.
What's it trying to teach me? So self-growth for me is just learning things about myself. So when something does appear that maybe seems challenging to me, I know how to respond to it.
Yeah.
In the light and not the darkness.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
I don't want to react to it, because that's your first reaction, they say, is not really a reaction because you haven't had time to think about it. But I want to respond to it. So now if something's challenging, I do my best to be like, I'm going to take a second, think about that, and I'll get back to you. Or I just need a moment, to collect myself. And I'll say like, I just need time to process that.
Yeah.
And I think that when we learn more about what gets us to those places, and they're really based on how other people treat us or how a situation, it's based on other people. We don't really run into those things when we're by ourselves, because we're by ourselves. So if we're doing it just doesn't work.
You have no
that
choice.
way. You have no choice. So if I made a choice by myself and I have to deal with myself, there's nobody to blame. There's nobody to,
It's my handle.
Like,
I could hear it as one of my handles on one of my cases.
So that's why it's really important that we, interact with people, interact with somebody else, that they kind of mirror us and they show us where those spaces are.
To grow.
Right?
Yeah. You said something I loved, and it would maybe even kind of be directed at maybe a person that would say that, who's like, why are you someone dissatisfied? Why are you trying to grow? You said growth isn't always about becoming more. It's about letting go of more.
Yeah.
And becoming who you're truly meant to be.
Right.
So it's not this thing of I need more wisdom, I need more of this. It's actually like learning to let go of the things inside you that are causing you pain and strife and anger and heartache.
Yeah, because when you let go of those things, you're no longer hanging on to something that is keeping you stuck.
Yeah.
And then I don't think you really, like, we're just moving them out of the way. I don't think that, I know, like, some people go like, oh, you're healed, or we have to go through this. And I think I even used to use that language, like healing.
Yeah.
I don't know now if we're ever like truly healed. I think we're just able to understand those parts in us that were experienced, and that those experiences impacted us in either a positive or a negative way. And if they impacted us in a negative way, how am I going to make amends with those things in my life where I'm okay with that happening?
Yeah.
Because what we resist kind of persists.
Yeah.
You know?
Yes, it does.
And it's going to keep doing that. And it's like you're going against, you're going against the what, you're going against the grain, it feels like you're always going against. So once you just say like, okay, I'm done. Like I've gotten to a place where I'm like, I'm just done. I can't do this anymore. What am I here to learn? And sometimes I have to lay on the floor and be like, I just surrender. Ends up like, when I say that, like sometimes tears just come out and I'm like, I don't know what's going on, but there's obviously something big here.
Yeah.
And then something will kind of come to me, and then I give myself compassion, and I'm like, wow. Like I kind of talk to myself like somebody's talking to me, and I'm like, that must have been really tough to go through that. It must have been really tough to feel that. And it's not easy. I mean, it's not like, it's like, oh, this is fluff, this is great. It's really hard to do. And
it's really leaning in.
Right.
But it's more painful to not. It'll cause you pain long term.
It'll cause you more pain long term. It's painful to do it.
Yeah.
Because it's so uncomfortable. Like I can even tell in my energy right now, I'm like, it's uncomfortable for me to talk about it because it's such a, and maybe that's what the nervousness was about today. Maybe I was like, my subconscious was like, you're going to be talking about things that makes you nervous. It's
so funny when we had a FaceTime call the other day.
Yeah.
We talked about it like it was nothing.
Yeah.
And I wonder if like there's some weight you're holding to it because it's going to be filmed and put out publicly. Maybe. Obviously there is. Like obviously you're going to, choose your words more carefully and be more intentional with what you say.
Yeah.
But so that you're right. It could have come from that, but I didn't experience that the other day when we talked about it.
Yeah.
So it's not that have some sort of disposition to growth. It's more speaking about it publicly kind of brings on this like, how can I communicate this? Yeah.
Who wants to talk about it? But I know for me, when you give it a voice, when you give it attention, it doesn't stay with you. Like it's like you give it the voice that it's been wanting. And then you get to go, that was really uncomfortable. And now I get to move through that eventually.
Yeah.
And when you keep it in, it's like you're denying parts of yourself that were experienced, and it's part of your story.
Yes.
So why would you deny that?
Yeah. You said something a little bit ago. I think you said people, how'd you say it? You said something about the growth is never done.
It's never done.
I think that's one reason people might be a little bit, because I don't think people are okay. I think people are obsessed with the end destination always. That's true in like every area of life. I can't wait till I'm wealthy. I can't wait till I'm in a relationship. I can't wait till I'm this, I'm that. But it's actually the journey. And so I don't think people are satisfied in the journey. There's like something about life that people are obsessed with the destination in a way that the journey is like tension. And so if you go on this journey of growth, it's like, oh, that's a long road because it never really ends. So once you open up to that, it's like you're really, it's hard to just kind of dip a toe in.
Yeah. And once you do open that up, you can't go back.
Yeah.
I was thinking that yesterday it's like, gosh, I was having like these epiphanies, and I was like, I can't even think the way that I used to think.
No.
I'm not even that same person. And just from I mean, my gosh, 6 months ago, 3 months ago, I'm like, reading certain things, or I'm journaling. And I'm like, I wouldn't even, I look at it very differently. So I don't, and growth is hard. It's draining. It is not like, woohoo, I grew and this is fun. It's not like you have a growth party. You have these epiphanies, these small little, like glimpses of like, oh, like I've been holding on to that, and there's no judgment in it, but you realize how you've been living, and there's a happiness over here.
Yeah.
That once you get through it, you realize I don't have to hold that anymore. And by me being like, because I was holding on to that, I wasn't quite living to the capacity that I can live. And that's why I want to continue to grow, because I want to see what else is there. I'm just curious.
I think there's two parts. There's awareness and then there's action. Yeah. So it's like you're having these epiphanies and you're like, oh, maybe I'm not totally healed in this area of my life that I thought I was.
Yeah.
And so you can either go, I don't want to go into that, or you can say, if I address that, that might lead to X. If there's something in relationally that I haven't dealt with, if I can deal with it, which is going to be painful, it'll lead to a beautiful relationship.
Yeah.
If there's this area of business that I've just not addressed, it's like, I don't want to address that. That's painful. I don't want to, I feel stupid. I'm this age. I should know this by now. But if you don't address, when you address that, it leads to a thriving business or a success in some way.
And it's okay. Like I think like what you just said, like, oh, I'm this and I'm that. Where I'm recognizing is how I talk to myself. And so when you said that, I was like, if somebody's speaking to themselves like that, they're like, I'm this and I'm that. That shows you right then and there where you need growth.
Yeah.
Where you could use 100%. The growth that can bring you here.
That's like a guide.
That's a guide, right? So it's how we, like, I'm learning to train myself to be like, how am I thinking about, like, how do I talk to myself? Yeah. Or what am I thinking? Or are my thoughts, because our thoughts will turn into manifestation at some point if you overthink it.
Yeah. If you're wondering, how do you even start the journey of self-growth or growth in any way, start listening to your thoughts. You know what I mean? If I was going to give a guide to someone on how to even just get into the world of like, man, I'm pretty dissatisfied with a number of things in my life. I want to grow. I want to become better. I want to be a better husband or father or business owner or whatever. Where do I even start? It's like, listen to your thoughts. Well, you start
by assessing what you've experienced so far. Yeah. Beyond what your parents like, because I think that those stages in life where you didn't have a choice, like your experiences were based on what your parents chose, right? To bring you to wherever they brought you, how they raised you. Then you go through this other experience where you kind of recognize like, I don't like that. Like, I realize that didn't come from me and my choice. Then you choose, then you're working on your choices, right?
Yeah.
And then from that point on, you're going to live through those experiences that you chose, right? But you still have to go back to the ones that your parents chose. And that's...
undo that.
Those are ones that you didn't get a choice.
Yeah.
So those are the ones that need the most growth, because we all want a choice. We want freedom in what we choose. And that's why people are like, I don't know why this is happening to me. And I'm thinking, well, why do you keep choosing it? Do you recognize you keep choosing that? Mm-hmm. That's why that's why you're repeating it all the time.
Yeah.
And you can't have a different outcome with the same way that you got, like you can't choose the same thing and expect a different outcome.
Yeah.
So, like with me in my life, for a long time, I did not want to talk about my dad. Just didn't. I was like, I don't want to go there. And I'd be like, I don't want to go there. It's too painful. Like I already knew it was going to be painful.
Yeah.
And in the back of my mind, I'd always think like, I would think of the best parts of my dad, or like, I remember this and I remember that.
Yeah.
But I didn't want to go down to like the parts where I didn't want to see my dad, even though I knew it. I didn't want to deal with that because I knew there was pain associated with me, and I'd have to feel something. Mm-hmm. And once I went there, I don't even know maybe how to explain this, but when I say it to people, they're like, that's horrible, Nicolle, or that is messed up.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, my dad said he can't walk me down the aisle when I got married. Like, sorry, I'm playing in a band that day.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oof.
How does a daughter react to that? And I was like, okay. That was my reaction. Okay. Because over time, I had been so disappointed by him. Over time, it just was normal. There was no reaction. There was no crying. There was no, of course, there was disappointment, but it's happening internally.
Yeah.
So in some way, I already knew how to handle it and deal with it. Right.
Yeah.
And so no wonder why I wasn't willing to go there, because there's so much pain of rejection, you know, like the man that's supposed to protect you in your life chose to reject you and left, you know, and like that's abandonment. And I never looked at it that way, but I'm like, those little pieces in me, that poor little girl, like felt so horrible, you know? So I had to go back into that little girl and be like, no, he didn't abandon you. No, he didn't reject you. You are perfect the way that you are. It was him that couldn't handle certain things. It was him that didn't choose that. Not that he didn't choose you. He didn't choose to have the experience because there was something holding him back.
Yeah.
So when we get to that place in our life, although you have to feel the pain and the whatever it is, then you realize it wasn't even about me.
Right.
It was about him.
Yeah.
And when you get there, that's when you're like, it doesn't make me feel bad anymore. So when I'm telling people, they're like, it's devastating. I'm like, yeah.
Yep.
It was definitely devastating for that little girl in me, but she's good now.
Yeah.
You know?
Do you remember a direct, like something we're saying, once you deal with something more can come? Do you remember something that came after you, or something that happened, or a door that opened, or a relationship that happened, or something that changed in your life when you finally went into that with your father and kind of
I got the best. I got the best 2 years of my dad before he passed, because I chose to have conversations with him. I asked him. I said, "Well, I didn't. Obviously, he wasn't like sick at the time. I mean, obviously he was late 70s at the time, but he passed away when he was 80. But I was actually in the middle of writing a book, and like a memoir, and the ghostwriter that was helping me, she would like ask me questions, and I'd be like, I don't know that answer. So I called my dad one day, and I was like, hey, can we have a conversation? I'm writing this book, and I was going through separation at the time, and he's like, yeah, of course you can. Ask me anything.
Cool.
And so I asked him all the questions, like why did you choose that, or why did you make that choice? And he said, honestly, Nicolle, he said, I lied to you that day. He's like, I just couldn't bring myself to face everybody.
Wow.
That, even though I had made amends with my dad, that helped me give that more, I'm going to use the word healing, but it
just
helped.
Forgiveness.
It was like,
because it showed you the spot he was in. Yeah.
It validated that it wasn't about me.
Right.
Right. It validated that it was about him. And
it almost made you feel bad for him in a way, because you're like, man, if he was going through something so heavy or felt so much guilt that he couldn't show up to my wedding, oh my gosh.
Yeah. It helps you empathize with a person, have compassion for a person, especially your father, right? And I learned over years to be very hyper independent because of my dad.
Mm-hmm.
I learned it's probably a reason that I probably push people away in relationships too, is like, you get too close, you can leave. Like, I'm going to leave first. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, it really helped me learn a lot about myself, of why, like, when a person got too close, it was very much associated with my father.
Yeah.
About, I could get really close with my friends, but not in a relationship. And because it was that, oh, you can hurt me and leave me if you get too close, like my father did.
Yep.
And so you, like, speak to the women who have had that, or even the men that have their mothers leave. Like, you have to,
fathers,
like, you have to make amends with that, because that is probably a really big reason why you self-sabotage or push people away, right? Has nothing to do with them, really. It has to do with the pain that you carry that you don't want to feel.
And you might not get the answer that you got, which was, some sort of an answer, it was something that you could go, oh, you might get a parent who shuts down and, you know, doesn't want to face that. And you have to once again realize that's not you.
No.
I mean, if you even have the wherewithal and the guts and to go even talk to them, that shows your growth.
Yeah. And I think for me, I didn't blame my dad. I didn't project on my dad. I just said, hey, are you aware of this? Are you aware that really hurt? And he's like, I am so sorry, Nicolle. I am so sorry. And, you know, I just said, I don't blame you. I said, I'm really grateful for how my life turned out, because I wouldn't be who I am today. And I wouldn't have probably had so much self-discovery as I'm doing and as I've done in the past. So it's not a blame game. It's not you go and blame somebody. It's through that, how can I make it a positive? How can I be positively impacted from that?
Yeah.
And most people don't, I won't say most, but some people don't get to have that opportunity, and they have to have closure for themselves, and they have to go to that place of like, it's not that they didn't choose me. It's that they couldn't choose themselves to choose me.
Yeah.
It's not my word.
In order for them to grow, they would have had to unbecome a lot of things in order to show up for you.
Yeah.
He would have to unbecome guilty, and he would have to unbecome shame and all these different things. And then he could have been there.
Yeah.
You know, he could have gone, I can face these people because I am comfortable with who I am. And you know, and I know who I am despite of the decisions I've made in the past.
Yeah.
Yeah. You could almost say that growth is this cadence of becoming and unbecoming. You're becoming someone new. You're learning. Maybe you're becoming aware. You're becoming intentional, and then in that awareness and intention and becoming, you know, maybe even informed, have some form of wisdom or you know, guidance. You go and you unbecome the things that are keeping you from
things that that don't resonate with you anymore. And like I said, some of those things that you're unlearning or unbelieving are the things that were not even your choice to experience. And I think in like an ego pride way, I think in some ways that is the most important growth, is because we all want a choice. We want freedom. We want to choose for ourselves, right?
Yeah.
But we don't look at our own choices. We look at how somebody else impacted us, because it's a blame game, right?
Yeah.
So I would look at that even in growth to say, even though you're not blaming somebody for your parents from your experiences that they chose for you, and some people have great experiences, some people just don't. And those people that don't, they're unfortunately, they're going to have to go there and be like, how do I unlearn these things? Or how do I forgive? Or how do I give grace? Or how do I have compassion?
Yep.
And don't make it about me.
Right.
Right. And although it is about you and how you function.
Yeah.
But I think growth is, I think people also have a wrong definition of growth. It's just getting to know yourself.
Yeah.
And checking in to say, am I living the life that I really want to live? Or is there something different out there? Am I really wake up happy every day? Like, do I love my job? Do I love the people that I'm around? Do I have a good group of friends? Am I making an impact the way that I want to in the world? Or am I impacted by the good in the world?
Yeah.
So it's just really like recognizing, where am I at this point in my life? And do I want to remain here? Or am I willing
I want more
am I willing to get to know myself to the point where I may tap into creativity that I didn't even know that I had?
Yeah.
It's not always it's not always like this, like
what
deep, dark thing.
It's
like sometimes like, shit, I didn't even know I could do that. That's super cool. I mean, like, I didn't know I could paint, and that's cool. Yeah. So, I mean, I think there's different levels to it.
Yeah. I think someone could go, why would I want to grow? It's going to be painful. It's going to be this. It's like, well, do you want more in life?
Yeah.
Do you want to experience love?
Yeah.
Do you want to experience, wealth? Do you want to experience adventure?
Yeah.
That might require growth. If you're scared to go on a plane because whatever, you have insecurities, you have some sort of tick or whatever, or travel to a new country because you don't know the language, it's like, that's going to keep you. You have to overcome that and become more comfortable with yourself to be able to put yourself in those situations, and you'll experience more. So it's like, at the end of the day, it's just like, what do you want? Do you want more or not? You stay where you're at.
Yeah. And I think, to be honest with you, I think most people don't even know this. Yeah. I think people just wake up every day and they're like, well, this is my life. And I don't think they really think about it.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah,
Like
I think you're right.
Think about it. They're just like, I go to my job every day. I come home, I do the same thing, and I don't really think about, oh, there's more out there, or there's more to me that I can discover.
Yeah, there's different points in life probably where this is what they're feeling. They just don't know how to name it. You think about like someone's midlife crisis, right? And they're 40 maybe or 35, and they maybe have a family now and a career, and they hit that midlife crisis. What that really is this all there is? They got to go buy a car. They got to, versus going and actually facing the thing and growing and becoming more. They just go, I'll just buy more, or I'll just go on more trips, or I'll just make more money.
Yeah.
Not knowing that there's more in other ways. And none of that stuff is bad.
No.
Like that's all beautiful. Like, that's all beautiful.
Yeah.
But I think these different points in life that you name, like midlife crisis, it's probably that. It's probably this nagging feeling of, I think there's more, but there's not even maybe an awareness to know, oh, that's something pressing on this area of my heart that I need to grow in so I can become this.
Or it's people that have jobs, or they doing things and they're like, I don't even enjoy it.
Yeah.
So you could kind of go back in there and tap into like, where did this come from? Where did this start from? Like, where's the belief system that this is all I think I can do?
Yeah.
Or, it's really just starting with, am I happy every day?
Yeah.
Am I choosing happiness every day?
Yeah.
And if I'm not choosing happiness with what I have, I can choose to be happy or miserable.
Yeah.
Right. And you can still have the same job and choose happiness.
Yeah.
Like you can choose to be happy. I don't know if it's going to be really real, but you can fake it really well. Right. Yeah. But that's only going to last so long. So it's for those people that leave their job and realize, I'm just not really happy doing this every day. Yeah. But I really love to carve wood and make figurines. Like, then why don't you go do that?
Yeah.
And you can make money doing that. It's like people are so afraid to do that, I think. And I was afraid too, to like just feel those feelings of like, I know it's going to be hard. I don't want to feel those feelings. Mine was a different story, but it's just an opportunity to tap into the unknown of your own self. And once you do that, you can't kind of stop. It's like getting a tattoo. You can't just get one. You have to get multiple because they're so addictive.
Is there a point you move from healing to just being? Maybe that's that cadence of being and becoming.
I think there is. And I think I'm in that space of just being. And for me, as a person who's chosen to be curious and grow, I would say that's really big challenge for me, is just being. Because I'm like, what does that mean?
Maybe it feels like a flat line. Really, it's like there was such an exponential spike in growth that the flat line now feels almost like,
And it feels boring.
Yeah, I was going to say boring. I didn't want to say it.
And I'm like, I think for me, it's like when I learn more about myself, or I learn about something, I get so excited about it because for me, it's my passion. You know what I mean? Or like somebody learns about themselves and I'm like, yeah, it's so awesome.
Yeah.
And then it's like being. So I just got to get up every day and just choose happiness. Well, I got to get up every day and live my life.
In the season of being, you get to now try and help others and communicate in a way that you're like, this is what I've gone through. This is the point I am. I know there's another growth season coming, but for now I'm being, and I want to communicate that. I want to talk with people. I want to help others become.
Yeah. They're like their best versions. And I know I can't do that. Like they have to choose to do that. But I know by me talking about,
you can plant a seed.
Me talking about it, or people can relate to it and they're like, oh, shoot, I didn't even know that. Or, I had these, obstacles too. And I want to go do that. Or mainly when you see somebody and they're so happy and joyful and they're like, you're like, what are you drinking? I want that. I want that.
Whatever you have.
Whatever you have, I want that. And I think that is the point of being.
Yeah.
And that is challenging for me sometimes because, I'm so used to doing and like, I got to do.
Do you think you ever, or you can over-identify with growth?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh,
for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it can become obsession. It can become it can be addictive. It can be like that for anything.
Yeah.
For sure. Oh my God. Yeah. I probably went from like working out all the time to like, oh, I'm going to grow. I'm going to do that. You know what I mean? Like it's always goes on to something. They've been healthy things.
Yeah.
But I think it's like you said, the cadence of it. It's the slowing down. It's being present.
Yeah.
And the challenge to that is when I'm doing that and I'm around people that are not like that, I'm like, what you doing?
Yeah.
Like we're having a conversation and you picked up your phone.
Right.
And now I'm having a conversation with myself.
Yeah. Yes.
And that doesn't feel so good. Like that's just like, because when you're aware of those things.
Ever just stop talking and just wait for someone? And then they go, and then they feel like such a dick because they're like, oh yeah, you were talking.
And then I'm just like, I was just waiting.
That's cool.
Like, do you still want to have the conversation or
chilling?
Would you not like to have a conversation anymore? And they're like, oh no, finish. And I was like, can you put your phone
You're so nice. It would be hard to, I would feel so bad. If someone yelled at me, it'd be better.
That's funny that you said that because it was a conversation today about, no, it was a thing I listened to. Somebody sent me. It was about people, like relationships and like men love crazy women and this and that, whatever, because that's what women should be. And I was like, huh? What? Men like crazy women? Why would you want a crazy woman?
That doesn't make sense.
It's weird. So, as a tangent. Off tangent. But yeah, I mean, I think that's when you start to become self-aware and then you start to make different decisions too, and like having conversations about, because we're so inundated with all these other things in the world right now to get self-satisfaction very quickly.
Yes.
And growth is slow.
Yeah.
It's not like I'm going to figure it out in one night.
Yeah.
It's like, it's a daily thing. It's like a practice. It's like working out. It's like building a muscle.
Along with all those things, eating healthy, working out, becoming successful in something, they're all pushing against intention that is painful in the short term, but it's going to be beautiful in the long term. All of those things.
Yeah.
Anything that's hard in the moment has lasting effects. Anything that's easy in the moment, getting a quick hit of dopamine or whatever, it's not going to be healthy in the long run. It's not going to help you.
And I'm going to say a negative thing about it.
Yeah.
There is a negative thing to it. Because when you start to grow and you start to learn about yourself and you start raising your standards because you know you can, because you know you've been playing small for a long time.
Yeah.
You start to look at people differently.
Yeah.
And it's not that I'm better.
No.
It's that I ain't dealing with that anymore.
Yeah.
Because that old version of me dealt with that.
Yeah, but and that's not bad.
But it is bad if you're in a relationship or you have friends, right? That you're like, that's no longer working for me anymore. And you get to choose that. Doesn't mean that you're better than them. It doesn't mean that anything like that. I'm not saying that. But what I'm saying is like, how do you handle those situations when you're in a relationship and then you're like, I'm growing and I'm discovering things about myself? Because when you met that person in that relationship, you were that person and you were aligned, right? It worked. And then you start to grow and then you're like now seeing things that you would not put up with anymore because that was the old version of you. Yeah. And that person still remains the same and you keep like doing this and they're back here. Yeah. What happens?
Yeah.
This person has to come up. This person has to grow at some point, because if they won't, that's when you have to make a really bad, I wouldn't say bad, you have to make a hard decision.
Yeah.
Because you're not going back to that. You now know better because you can't go back to that. Unless you're going to go like, I don't want that better life for myself.
Yeah.
That's the scary part.
Yeah.
If a person tells you like, I don't want to grow, I'm good with me.
If you're someone who is, I think that's another reason people maybe avoid growth. Maybe. Is they go, I am really comfortable and I like my marriage. I like my friends. I don't want to mess that up. That could change things.
For sure.
If you're someone who wants to go on a journey of growth and you don't want to get a divorce, or, be someone different than your partner, is there a way you can bring them into it? One thing you said the other day is growth is really just about being curious. And I love that because it sounds less intimidating.
Yeah.
sometimes growth is just like, oh gosh, how do I even know where to grow or what to grow in or if I need to grow in it? It's like, just become curious. And I think that's a cool way you can also share with your partner or some of your friends, just being, hey, do you think there's this area where we could do better?
Yeah.
Just be curious.
Yep. And I think, and here's the thing too, is that I'm talking about growth when you're in a relationship that's not working. I think if you're both happy and you're doing your life together and you figured it out, like you are growing. Do you know what I mean? Like, because you're adapting to each other as you're getting older, and you are kind of growing together in ways that, for me, I carried a lot of stuff from my experiences, and I didn't realize I was even doing that. Yeah. And the one thing that I wanted so bad was a relationship, and I was like, everything else I can figure out. Like that works in my life. The one thing that didn't work in my life is the one thing that I'm like, I need to grow here. Yeah. You know, I didn't need to grow in everything. Yeah. But this one area needed to grow in, and I needed to be curious about myself and be like, why is that happening? Why do I keep choosing that?
I think I get that. I have been in relationships where everything was good and we were happy and it was great, but I recognized that I was at a different level of, just intentionality or life with them. Like maturity. They were maybe someone who loved to gossip or loved to be part of drama. And in general, I really loved that person, but they were obsessed with just always being in this drama and this, and I just went, that's an area, and I didn't know how to, it was really hard to go like, hey, I don't actually want to just sit around and talk about people anymore. Yeah. I want to grow from that. And then when you say that to a person, they're going like, well, I'm not good enough, or I'm not this or that. That's hard. So I guess that was more my question is like, is there, and maybe curiosity is the answer. It's like, how can you bring a partner along with you on this journey of growth?
Well, you can have a very mature conversation and say, I recognize that, we sit down and our conversations are more about other people, and they're not positive conversations. They're negative, like about the negativity, and it doesn't make me feel really good. And so I no longer want to participate in that. So if you love that person, you want to stay with that person, you could ask that person, please I don't want to have those conversations with you if they're negative, like you're bringing up negativity about people. If you want to have those with other people, go for it. But
you're doing this. Like you're growing in there.
You're going to start doing that, and eventually it's just going to fade at some point. You sometimes don't even need to make the decision. It's just like you realize that we're not even. Yeah. Because then you're like, well, that's different about us. That's just hard. That's different about us too. Because
in my case, there was a break. You know what I mean? Because that wasn't going to change. Yeah. And I just went, that's not what I want to be a part of.
And that's those hard decisions because you're going to have to make a choice. It's the cost of growth. Yeah. That's the negative down version. Like that's the negative side of growth. And, like I said, once you realize these things, you have decisions to make. And hopefully that you're with a partner or a person that says, I don't want to do that anymore either. I want to grow too, or, thank you for helping me see that. Or, but it's also like how you approach somebody. You don't yell at them. You don't project at them. You don't blame them. You just say, hey, I've kind of observed this. I don't like how it feels within me. I don't know how it feels within you, but it doesn't feel too good to me. And I don't want to feel like that. Yeah. And that is an opening to even like that person goes, well, how do I feel about that? Well, I don't really feel good about that either. I
guess I don't like it either.
I don't like it either. So let's not do that. Yeah. Let's hold each other accountable for that. Yeah. So that could turn into that too. I just spit. But if it doesn't, then you're going to have to make a decision at some point, which is sad. Yeah. But it is what it is. Like then that person can find what works for them, and you can find what works for you. Yeah. And breakups aren't always bad.
No.
They're
painful.
They're just like looking at a situation of like you're a different version than when you first met. And when you marry somebody, you partner with somebody, it's like if you choose to do and grow and learn about yourself and they're choosing not to, you have a choice to make, or you just say, I'm content with these things. I just don't know how long it's going to last because I don't know how a person who once you figure things out or you know things and you're like, have a different perspective, and it's a better perspective. Not saying it's better than them. I'm saying it's a better perspective for you. What works better for you.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, you have to make that decision. Yeah. And hopefully you've married a person who's like, well, I want to come along with you. Yeah. Like, I don't know much about it, but I don't want to lose you. And I want to do that too, you know?
Yeah.
But unfortunately, sometimes you don't. And
cost of growth.
But life turns out good too.
Yeah.
Like
everything costs something.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, if you want to change, it's going to cost you something. If you want to stay the same, it's going to cost you something.
Yeah.
What do you want to do?
Yeah.
It's up to you.
Yeah.
The last thing I'll touch on, and maybe this will be a fun way to end, is growth is self-love.
Mm-hmm. I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah. If I'm willing to, well, here's the thing. You're growing anyway.
Yeah.
Right? You're getting older.
Yeah.
You're getting hopefully wiser.
Yeah.
You're hitting these points in your life where you start to realize, oh, I have this much left, right? And what did I do with the part before that? Some people just don't care, and that's fine. But I think for me, I'm here on this earth, this moment in time.
Mm-hmm.
How I think is I want to be the best version of me that I can every day.
Yes.
And that doesn't mean I'm perfect. That means showing up. And if somebody says to me, oh, you hurt me, I show up and I say, I'm sorry for that. Like, thank you for letting me know that I don't want to do that. So how can I do better?
Mm-hmm.
That's growth.
Yes.
That's just being available to see somebody else's point of view. And through that, you just grow. You start to remove the obstacles that you like. There's no pride. There's no ego. There's no blame. There's nothing. I just think it like unfolds to be this beautiful journey.
Yeah.
And so with that, like, that would be that I love myself enough that I want the best for myself.
Yeah.
And then whatever's within me that I learn and remove, I can see in other people. And then I'm a kinder, nicer person because of that.
Yeah.
And hopefully I react with a response and not a harsh reaction.
Yeah.
That would be self-love to me. I love myself that much to become a vessel of love in the world.
Yeah. And it's loving towards others to grow.
Yeah, because what's in you, you project on other people.
Yeah.
Like, that's what other people feel.
Yeah.
Like, oh, you're this or you're that. And you're like, I wasn't always this way. It's because
I think just all that to say, go back to the very first question. It's like someone said, why would you want to keep putting yourself in that position?
Yeah.
It's love. It's brave. It is a brave journey to go on.
Yeah.
To seek out growth in your life that you can experience. And through that, you can love yourself better. You can love others better. It's beautiful.
Yeah.
Growth isn't a bad thing. It's a beautiful thing.
We have to do it anyway.
Yes. No matter what.
No matter what, you're going to get older and you're going to make these choices. So why not?
You're choosing
you have to
something
start with
already.
You. Like, I can't force you to grow. I have to start with me, be the change you want to see. I have to change within me. It's like Jesus said, I am the way, and you would follow what he did, make your life easier.
Yes.
And then you're kind, you have all the fruits of the Spirit. Like, it's pretty simple, but yet hard to do.
Hard to do. Yeah.
So it's very brave. You have to be brave in order to see those, parts of you that maybe you don't like.
Yeah. Experience unknown. Unknown's always scary.
Yeah.
But that's what growth is. That's where the growth is.
Yeah.
Where there's an unknown, where there's a question, get curious, explore it, see what's over there.
Sure.
I love it. Well, I feel like I've grown so much because of you, and I hope this podcast inspires someone else to grow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Amen to that.
Awesome.
All right, cool.